What's up, Internet? I'm Todd Awesome, and I'm going to show you through this week's Nightfall. This week's Nightfall is on Earth, where you got to take out Omnigul. Let's get to it. Now, when you start this strike mission, you're going to hop on that Sparrow and drive up to a stairwell, climb that stairwell, and enter the room. Now, this room's going to be your home base for this part of the strike mission. You're going to have waves of Fallen and Hive to take out, all of which can do bad damage to you with that LightSwitch, because they do like to run at you. If you get some runners like Thrall or the captains with swords, you're going to want to run back down the steps you came up. They won't follow you all the way down, and that'll give you a chance to recharge some shields, collect yourself before you move back up and start taking them out. I would strongly recommend using a primary weapon that does arc burn, like the Fatebringer or the Fang of Ur-Yut. That way you're able to take down the shields that are arc, but also do triple damage with any other enemy that doesn't have a shield. I would also recommend using a solar secondary. That way you can take out the Shanks shields and the wizards that spawn with solar shields very quickly. Now, once you've taken out all the enemies in this area by staying in that room and protecting yourself, you're going to hear Eris say, "Move forward, Guardians," and you're going to see more Fallen rush down the steps that lead up to where you want to go. Just take them out. I like to use my Galahorn just to mix things up a little bit, and then run up through those stairs into the next section. Now, the next room is a room we've seen in the story mission before. You're going to want to clear this room out, and then stay in the room and snipe those that are out of the room trying to hit you. There are quite a few snipers set up at a distance, and Captain Sword guys that try and rush in at you. So take those out as fast as possible before you push out. Now, be careful. Some Shanks will spawn in the room seemingly out of nowhere for literally no reason. So be on the lookout for those. Keep your eyes on those radars to see when they pop in. Now, once you move out of that room, having cleared all the snipers out, you're going to want to turn around and face a sniper that is literally on the ledge above the room you walked out of. Don't let him get behind you. Well, he's already behind you, but don't let him shoot you from up there. Turn around, take him out, and then turn around and face the dropships that are coming in to drop off more Fallen. Now, there's going to be two or three dropships that come in. Make sure you take those guys out as quickly as possible. There's also kind of a mini boss battle here with a Fallen captain that has quite a bit more health than most of them do. Just use any heavy you got to take him out, any primary that does arc damage again to take him out as quick as possible, and then move on. Now, once you take out that little mini boss, that captain that does a lot of damage, you're going to be able to move through to the long walk to Omnigul. Now, I call it that because it is a long walk to Omnigul. That's all it is. So you got to walk through a lot of the story mission areas you've seen before. Just follow your waypoint. You can't miss it. When you get there, you're going to see a big grate-like door. You're going to drop off the Dinklebot. Dinklebot's going to do the one thing in the game that he can actually do, which is open doors. And then when you walk through that door, you're going to see Omnigul. Kind of by herself. It's a trap, guys. Now, she's going to yell and then run up the hill. Now, when she yells, it's her tell to let you know she's spawning in a bunch of guys. So, take out all the guys she spawns in. Stay at the bottom of the hill, but go to where the hill is, and you can see up the hill, and then start to take those enemies out that are kind of coming down the hill. Eventually, she's going to spawn in an ogre. You're going to have to take that out. And there's also a knight that's way, way, way up at the top, kind of just lobbing his arc blast down at you. That guy can be super frustrating with his arc burn, so take him out early on. But once you've cleared this hill of enemies, push forward up into the room where you have to then face Omnigul. Now, this room is one big room that Omnigul's in, but you first come into a smaller room where you can see all of the room more or less. Now, there are two schools of thought on how to beat Omnigul. Here's what we did. We stayed here in this first little ante-room and shot out of it. We cleared all the enemies, focused on Omnigul. When she screamed and spawned in more enemies, we dropped back, cleared out all the enemies, focused on Omnigul. Again, using any arc damage we could to take her out. Now, there's also another spot that I'll show you after we beat it here, all the way across the room. And there's enough area there for one or two Guardians to shoot as much as possible, and then one kind of just hide back and res. Now, that's an easy way of doing it. It's a good way of doing it, but it's sort of boring for everyone involved. And because I did this with fellow clan members and we all kind of think we're better than each other, we wanted to prove to each other that we were the best, and we didn't want to be the guy who just stands there and, you know, reses people. So you can do it either way. I think it's easier to stand in that way back room. I call it the locker room. I don't know why I call it that, but you can stay back in there and just have one guy whose job it is the entire boss fight to res people. That's fine. But the way we did it is, I think, more fun for everyone involved. If you do it the way we suggest, it is very much a game of listen for her scream, drop back into the ante-room you started in, take out all the enemies, then focus on Omnigul. Do this quite a few times because she is a bullet sponge and she'll be dead as a doornail. Alright guys, I want to say a big thank you to RibShack2012 and Marowit for helping me out this week as they have so many weeks before. It's great to have a clan that wants to help you out and support you through this. And remember guys, if you like getting my Nightfall walkthrough videos every Tuesday morning and my Xur location and stock videos every Friday morning, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I get up with the reset both of those days to make sure my subscribers get that information first. And if you want to see me game live and in the flesh, check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Todd Awesome. We have a lot of fun over there and the Awesome family has grown so much over the past few weeks. And tonight I'll be running followers through the Nightfall. But before I get to that, I gotta get into work. So I guess I'll see you guys online.
George Lucas gonna sue somebody.